Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing an oil change on a 2009 Honda Accord. This is with the 2.4 liter engine in it. I believe that this should be the same for 2008 upwards to 2013. So first things first, the important stuff. When you're doing something like this, you want to make sure you're getting the right type of oil before you do anything else. And of course, where you want to check is right on the filler there, 5W20. So this car has 199,000 miles on it, just about, running like a top, as you should know with a Honda engine. That's how it does it. So what you're going to need when you do something, an oil change on this car is pretty basic stuff. First and foremost, new oil, and an oil filter as well. What I recommend is, going to a local shop, seeing if they have any sales. A lot of places will have, like I believe this was $25 and this was $10, but if you got them together, it's just $30. So, go ahead, go to your local parts store, see if they have any sales. Amazon, online, might be cheaper, I don't know, but, I like to support local shops. Depending on how you're getting the car off the ground, for me, I use ramps. A lot of people use floor jacks just because they're accessible. If you're not doing this all the time, everyone has a floor jack for their car. But for me, I just use ramps because it's easy to just roll up on there and, get working. A creeper, you can use your back if you want, but I much prefer saving my back. Something to catch your oil in. I've got one of these. These are great. You can pick it up, carry it, bring it back to the store. Legally, they have to accept used motor oil because they sell it. So, you bring that to them and dump it out, and then you're good. It slides wherever you need it to go, that sort of thing. And also importantly, gloves. Some nice plastic gloves. You can single layer, double layer, triple layer, whatever works for you. But I prefer this over using my nice gloves because you're going to ruin your nice gloves if you're doing oil changes with them. Or just don't use gloves. And, rags, paper towel, to clean up your mess. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to get this in the air, and I'll catch back up with you. Alright, so we're up in the air, pretty well secure on our ramps, but just for another added layer of protection, throw it on some chocks. Are these going to stop the car from rolling off the ramp? Maybe. But knock on wood, haven't had to find out. And this is a manual as well, so you can't always trust that the car's going to not roll off or stay in gear or whatever it may be. So let's get under there and take a look at what we've got. So I don't know why this creeper is wet. So, here is your drain right here, and conveniently located right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Alright, there's really not much good light in here, is there? That is your filter. So everything is conveniently located, thank you, Honda. Right where it needs to be. So the first thing we're going to want to do pop your hood again. Don't need to actually do this twice. Take off your fill. This will let air get in, make the oil move faster on its way down. You're also going to want to grab a set of metrics or wrench. tell you in a sec what size it is. 17 millimeter will do for the Honda Accord. I believe my Subaru takes an 18. This takes a 17. Metric, traditionally with your foreign-made vehicles, and standard with the American-made. So, again, first step is taking off the drain plug. Make sure that your catch basin is nice and secure under there. If you're doing this right after the car is hot, just be aware that the oil is going to be more viscous. It's probably going to shoot out a little further. So just be ready for that to have some range. But this car's been sitting, so this probably won't be going too far. But I'll catch up with you guys as soon as I have that off. Alright, so after you've got your drain pan out there, letting it go, next step is going to be, of course, the filter itself. So if you have the tool, it's going to be either one of these that you can stick on a wrench. I've tried a lot of them, something like this. I find that these ones are the best, the belt type. Cinch down to really whatever side you need it to be. Just get it on there and pull it right off. So what I find that works best is you wait for this to get to a nice thin stream. Then you're going to want to just put the plug back in, cinch that down, and then go ahead and pull off the filter. So we'll wait for this to get to a good spot, and then I'll show you what's next. That took a little bit more than I was hoping it would, but yeah, there we go. There we go. We're just going to make a mess. I'm sure this is good for my skin. I'm sure this is going to give me cancer when I'm 40. Eye protection. Always wear your eye protection. Very, very careful not to get any of this shit in your eyes. Oops, did I say that? Sorry, YouTube. Alright, so yeah, that took a little bit longer than I wanted it to, and it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. But that just goes to show you that sometimes you gotta improvise a little bit with your tools, use what you have on hand. If this is your first time doing it and it's really stuck on there like that was, just work with it. Figure out what works best for you. Fiddle around with it a bit, and it'll come eventually, but it just needs a little bit of coaxing. So while that's just getting all drained out, we can go ahead and prep this. Go ahead and fill this up right about to the line, to the threads, and then take a little bit of the oil and dip your finger in there. Go ahead and lubricate that rubber ring there. Give you a little trick here in a second. So here's our old filter here, and you'll notice that, of course, the rubber is here, but you always want to check when you pull this off that the rubber is actually on here, because this is just a piece of rubber, stuck in there. Yeah, it's pretty well stuck in there, but these do, every once in a blue moon, these will get stuck, up. And if you put a rubber on rubber, you put this piece, and there's another piece of rubber there. This creates a nice tight seal. That seal is going to be junk. You're going to be spewing oil all over the place. You're going to have a very bad day if that happens. But just something to check. So yeah, I'll get that filled up. I'll show you guys what that looks like, and we'll go from there. All right, here we go. Got the ring nice and oiled. This, the water, since this is a paper filter in there, the oil will soak in to the filter itself. So don't be surprised if when you fill it up, it goes away pretty quick. So what we want to do, you're going to want to go ahead. You're going to want to not spill it all over your armpit. Alright, you're going to want to get that on there as hand tight as you can. And if you did what I did, you got oil all over it. Just take a rag, a paper towel, and just keep twisting it. Hand tight, about as much as you can hand tighten it. Make sure it's all cleaned off. And then the next thing, if you haven't done it already, just go ahead. This out of the way. Go ahead and tighten that down. Nice and good. You don't need to kill the thing, you don't need to break the bolt, but get it there so it's nice and tight. Go ahead and wipe up any residual oil on there, because if you're starting to see drops somewhere, you're going to want to say, okay, where's that coming from? Wipe up any oil on the pan. Go ahead and pull your tools out. Okay, so our last step here is go ahead, grab a funnel. You've still got the cover off here. Go ahead and grab a funnel, toss it in the fill hole. Honestly, you can, if you don't have one of these funnels, don't use one of your cooking funnels. Jesus Christ, don't do that. I mean, unless you never want to cook with it again. I've seen people cut, like big seltzer bottles or water bottles or soda bottles in half, and use the drinking spout end, put the drinking spout end in. You can use that as long as there's not, tons of water in there. You don't want water going in there. Make sure it's all dry. But go ahead, take whatever's left of your oil. Get some in there, and just do a quick cursory check underneath. Nothing yet. Nothing yet, as if I'm expecting. That's not a good attitude to keep. You want to be extra fancy, you can pull the dipstick, get a little extra airflow in there. You really don't need to do that. And if for some reason, you're checking on this, get your oil in, all's well in the world, and you take a look, and there's oil underneath, just tighten everything down. Double check everything, tighten everything down, make sure that it's all good. So go ahead, let this drain out. Again, double check underneath, and we're dry. The true test is going to be when you fire it up and the engine's under pressure. That's when you're going to really know if there's any kind of major issues. But yeah, that's it. If you are watching this, make sure you drink enough water today. take care of yourself. Call your mom if she's still around. And take care of yourselves. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. But thanks for watching.